Okay, welcome back to this episode of Automatic Mouth. We are in season 6, I believe. Yes, we are. Season 6, episode 2. I hope you enjoyed Waking the Tiger last week. I've got some good feedback on that, so please keep the feedback coming. I love to hear your thoughts. However, this week I'm going to dive into introvert and extrovert. I'm all about labels and debunking them, I suppose, is one way to look at it. However, let's get into it. As I said, today I'm going to talk about Carl Jung's idea that kicked off really one of the most famous personality splits in psychology today, extraversion and introversion. However, before you start slapping a label on yourself, yep, that's me, I'm an extrovert or whatever, or worse, letting other people slap a label of you of one or the other, I'd like you to pause for a minute, because it isn't about putting you in a box. It's about understanding your patterns, your strengths, and yes, even your blind spots, so that you are bigger than any label. Okay? So let's unpack Jung's idea, what he was getting to behind this. I'm just going to simplify it and let's make it a little more easy to swallow. So his idea is he kind of figured that people have a kind of default setting for where they refuel, where they charge their batteries, how they charge their batteries, what actually charges them up. So for some of us, it's the outside world. Extroverts, they plug in by being around people, events, conversations. They like the buzz, they like the vibe. A night out with friends, it's not exhausting for them. It's energizing. It refuels them. Even like a chat with a random person waiting in line to get your coffee, that can actually give an extrovert a little power boost. Okay? Excuse me. Think of it. Extroverts are basically they're like phone chargers that need other people to complete the circuit. Okay? Then you've got the introverts. They're more like a solar panel. They power up best when things are quieter, calmer, inward, reading a book, journaling, going for a walk on their own. That's the battery pack for them. Too much time with people and they're like, nope, I'm tapping out. My battery, is flashing red. I'm on 2%. I'm out. I need a dark room. I need to stare at the ceiling. I need to not hear the talking. Sound familiar, right? So here's the kicker, though. He wasn't saying that introverts are shy and extroverts are loud. He was talking about where the mental batteries get naturally topped up. That's it. It's not a moral thing. It's not a fixed box that you're stuck in. It's just the starting point. So to bring that down into one simple sentence, Jung's idea is that some of us get our juice from the outside world and some of us power up from the inside. Okay? That sounds simple enough. Here's the thing. I don't think it's that black and white. Personally, I feel I need both of those charging points. And I reckon most people do, to be honest. Some weeks I'm all about connecting. I want to bounce ideas around. I want to feed off the energy of others. I want to connect. I want to chat. I want to laugh. I want the buzz, right? Other weeks, oh my God, people, no, just no. I want the quiet. I want to hear my own thoughts. I want a book. I want a coffee. I want the quiet. And I'm all good. I'm recharging. Even sometimes in the same week, even the same day, what I need to recharge can shift. That's where we run into trouble, is because we don't see these as flexible tendencies, we tend to grab onto these labels and we own them. I'm an introvert, so I can't, go out very much. Or I'm an extrovert, so don't expect me to sit still and read a book. It's like we turn them into a personality tattoo, that they're permanent, they're fixed. no refunds, no takesy backsies. And it doesn't have to be that way. This is what I'm challenging you with today. Notice where you use it as a fixed label. And let's challenge that thinking. Think about it. Let's look at it from like a work example, okay? To make it a bit more relatable. What if, if you consider yourself an introvert at work, and so you tell yourself, oh, I can't do the presentation. That's not my thing, because I'm a bit of an introverted person. It's not my thing. Then suddenly you're getting passed up for opportunities to share your ideas that could set you apart. And you sit there wondering why loudmouth Janice, who does absolutely no work in the group projects, is getting promoted while you're still stagnating in your little cubicle because you've fenced yourself in. Or look at the flip side. Someone who's an extrovert. So they say, oh, don't put me on, any tedious tasks. I need people. I need moving. I need all the action. Don't put me on anything where I've got to research something. Ugh, boring. What happens is you miss, again, an opportunity to learn a skill that could actually make you a more well-rounded person. You miss out on details that are only found in those quiet moments of self-reflection. So again, it keeps you fenced in. It's a cage, these labels. In relationships, they creep in as well, where you least sort of expect. An introvert might say, as an introvert, don't expect me to go to every, family get-together because it's too many people and it makes me uncomfortable. And that may be true some of the time. I think it's true for a lot of people. However, it then turns into a get-out-of-jail-free card and gets used all the time. That's not growing. Or an extrovert may use it as an excuse to go out all the time, wanting to be out with people. But I need to be around lots of people. I'm a party girl or a party guy, and I'm an extrovert. That's just who I am. That's how I am. I mean, that all sounds like fun until you're constantly leaving a partner at home who starts wondering if connecting with them is not even like on your list of priorities. So it can cause problems there as well. And then what I think is one of the most important parts about this, where it can sneak in, is in your own self-talk. The sneaky things that you say to yourself, like, can't handle that. I'm an introvert. No, I'm not going to do that. Right? I can't sit still. I can't concentrate. I'm extroverted. I need action. Notice the limiting language in both of those scenarios. The word can't. It's limiting. That's not self-awareness. That's self-handcuffing. Labels feel safe to us because we think they explain us. They give us an exit route. But if we hold on to them too tightly, they actually shrink the possibilities of who we can become. They lower the bar for us. Yeah. Now, like I said, I need both charging points, and I think a lot of other people do. Like I said, some weeks I'm all in with people, and some weeks I need my cave time. And if I'd locked myself into just one of those routes, I'd only be half the person I am today. And I know you would be too, if you're honest with yourself. So how do we break out of the handcuffs? We've got to experiment. We've got to push ourselves to do a little something outside of the comfort zone of our label, and then see that we survived. When you do something, when you stretch yourself and survive, that's how you build confidence, resilience, belief in yourself. So this week, I challenge you to try a micro stretch. Okay, fancy word. It's not really a fancy thing. It's just taking a tiny step. It's not a full personality makeover, tiny step. Okay. So if you lean more towards introvert, Next time that you're in a group of people, I want you to choose one moment to speak up. Just one. Share a thought, ask a question, add something to the conversation. It doesn't have to be a TED talk. It's all good. Just one little contribution. Okay? Now, if you lean more towards extroverted, I want you to choose one evening to stay in on purpose. No distractions. Yes, I'm talking social media doom scrolling because that is still seeking connection with people. Put the phone down, put the electronics down, turn the TV off. No people, just you. Journal, read, sit in the quiet. And yes, I have done this myself. Yes, you may twitch at first because it's uncomfortable, but stay with it, okay? The goal isn't to change who you are. It's to give yourself options, okay? To discover that you can recharge in more ways than just the one that you've locked yourself into. Some days you will need the crowd. Some days you'll need the cave. Both are fine. Both are good. Knowing that you can handle both, that's what makes you flexible, resilient. It stops you from becoming trapped by the label. So once you've done that, then I want you to reflect, okay? Did it drain you? Did it surprise you? Did it expand you? That's what personal development looks like. That's the real work. And so that's it. That's the micro stretch for this week. Whether you're a cave dweller or a social butterfly, give yourself the gift of simply trying out the other side, okay? Because remember, it was really important that I want you to remember this. Labels feel safe. They can make you feel good about yourself because it's a comfort zone. However, labels are handcuffs. You're not just an introvert or an extrovert. You're a whole complicated, brilliant human who deserves more than just one setting. Okay? Now, here's the really cool part as well that I want to mention before we finish up today. Jung didn't stop at introversion and extraversion. He also came up with 4 ways that we process the world within those introversion and extraversion: sensing, thinking, feeling, and intuition. You may have heard of those before because those 4 things that he came up with, they went on to inspire lots of personality profiling tools. One of the really big ones is the MBTI. You may have heard of that before. It's the Myers-Briggs type indicator. That gives you 4 letters, which is your personality type, and you might have seen those. People love putting them on their LinkedIn profiles and stuff like that. Also, if you've ever seen the personality types, the red, blue, yellow, green disc, those as well, floating around workshops and corporate trainings, they're all connected. These models are basically a modern mashup of Jung's original ideas, just translated for business and for communication, for pop psychology. Now, don't get me wrong, I am not hating on them. I've used them and I continue to do so. I continue to use them. They're great tools that help me understand myself and understand others as well. It allows you to become a better communicator and understand humans. So not hating on them, okay? So next episode, what I'm going to dig into is how Jung's 4 functions became personality profiles today, why tools like the MBTI, Myers-Briggs, and the other ones, the color coding ones, why we love them, and where the flaws are in them as well, and then also how we can use them without them becoming more handcuffs, okay? So if you enjoyed today's dive into introvert, extrovert, please make sure you're subscribed, like this video, and don't miss out on next week because we're going to pull back the curtain on personality profiling of the whole industry. And trust me, it's not always what it seems. There's good, there's bad, there's ugly, and there's all the in between, just like us. I hope to see you there. I'll see you next time on Automatic Mouth. Bye for now.